Welcome back to Switch to Linux. I gotta get this cat back laying on his cat bed over there. He's been favoring the bottom shelf of the bookshelf lately, and I can't get a camera over there easily. Oh boy, let me make sure my camera's adjusted over here, right? There we are. So, greetings everybody. I've enjoyed my day off yesterday. I got a boatload of work done. I almost finished an entire website. It was pretty sweet. But anyway, welcome back to everybody. We're going to be doing some Linuxy geekiness stuff today. And it actually took me 3 minutes to download that 1.7 gigabyte distro I whoopsied on this morning. So, all right, let's see. There's that. So, greetings everyone. Hello, Isaiah. First on the stream. M. Lamarck. Greetings. Lamer Linux. Hello, sir. First live stream where you cuss by mistake. What? Don't be cussing, man. Alexander DeGore, how's it going? Can anyone else help him out? So Manjaro's good. I've not used the LXQT version of Manjaro. So I'm not sure what I mean by that. Or don't you have the Manjaro Budgie ISO? Yeah, I just grabbed it. I just downloaded the Manjaro Budgie ISO. Fortunately, it only took me 3 minutes to download. So that's good there. So how big is the distro? Manjaro is, in fact, let me pull up the Vox here. No, not documents, downloads. Where are you? All right, so Manjaro Budgie is 1.7 gig. Solus Budgie is 1.2 gig. So if space download size is a limitation, Solus might be the better option. Little bit, it's about, a third of the size approximately. Pizza 11 Nerd and Techno Bismal are in a call right now. Cool. You guys get together and do some collab. That'd be awesome. Mitchell Morrison, greetings, Phoenix. Techno Bismo, Pizza 11 Nerd. Don't forget about Pseudo Linux. Pseudo Linux, sweet. Greetings. Is Pseudo Linux here too? Where are you, Pseudo Linux? Musical Neptunian, greetings. Linux GNU, UFC. Unidentified flying cat? Let's see. And we are live, yes. XP the PC Nerd, greetings. Hello, Techno Bismo, there you are. Javelin Castleway, I don't remember seeing you before. Hello, and welcome from Norway. Keegan, the Tennessean, good evening. We actually have snow here. Yeah, it stopped snowing today, which is good. I gotta go to town tomorrow. It snowed really bad starting last night, yesterday and last night, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm just not leaving today. I'm just gonna sit in the office all day, and got a boatload of work done yesterday, boatload of work done today, so that's good. All right, I'm getting a day off today and tomorrow. Ah, it must be bad down there in Virginia. Albert Crow, greetings. Truth Faction, hello, hello, hello to you too. Joe, greetings. Did you grab the Manjaro Budgie? No, I grabbed the 1704. I did not grab the release candidate one. I didn't even know the release candidate one was there. I have not checked on the news today. I've been busy working on some things. Greetings, Skyray Holmes. Didn't mean to. I went to say hello and didn't put the... How do I feel about Antergoss? I've only played with Antergoss a couple times, and I'm not sure I have a real good opinion about it. Greetings, Chip. Jason K. I am doing well. How are you, sir? Pseudo Linux is eating dinner. All right. Yeah, thumbs up, everyone, or thumbs down, I guess. I don't know. I didn't see any thumbs down yet, but it might be there by now. I don't know. Ew, I don't need to know that, pizza-loving nerd. That's gross. 110 here in Melbourne, OZ. Is that Australia? I don't know. Where's Melbourne? Snow there. Yep. 40 degrees in our system. Yeah, it's somewhere between 9 and 3 out there right now. I'll be scraping the ice off the inside of my windows again, it looks like. Spotty Sylvia, greetings. Mozilla have a new feature. You can't choose start page from settings preferences. Well, it's never been on there by default, I don't think. You've always had to add it unless the distro has manipulated it. KO2630, greetings. 30 centimeters new snow. All right. Let's see, 1711. Obviously, don't pull it down now. Yeah, I won't grab it now. I'm gonna stick with the two stables. Whatever's currently stable is what we're gonna look at today. Is there any distro you want to try but haven't yet? Try? I don't know. Use. One of the reasons I downloaded Solus Budgie is I want to run that. I'm going to run that on this computer now. I've been running on my Debian and on my Linux Mint. I've been running into a couple of problems. Debian, of course, has never played DVDs for me. I got a nice, I got a season 2 of Leverage here I borrowed from a friend, and I have to boot into the Linux Mint KDE to play it. I can't play it on the Debian. But Skype, for whatever reason, does not work on the Mint computer, but it does work on the Debian. So between those two, I have everything working. Kind of weird, but and it's just because Microsoft did something stupid to Skype and it won't transmit calls clearly these days. I don't know why. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to run Solus Budgie on there and see if I run into the same problems with Solus Budgie as I ran into on Solus Gnome, because I really want to include Solus on my list of recommended distros, but if I get the same results with Budgie, and the reason, if you're not as familiar with Solus, the reason I'm doing that with Budgie is Solus was built with Budgie. So I think Solus actually developed the Budgie desktop, and I think the Budgie desktop's pretty awesome. Australia. That's what I was thinking. Okay. I just didn't recognize the OZ. Okay. Like Melbourne, Oz? The Wizard of Oz? Are you the Wizard of Oz? Musical Neptunian. Re-entering my audio into external. All right. We just say Oz because we shorten everything. Okay. Gotcha. Gonna switch VPN. This one's slowing down. Uh-oh. Bryce Buffer is excited by the Budgie Showdown. All right. Or Bruce Buffer is excited by the Showdown. All right. Like Andrew Goss, haven't done a graphical way to manage drivers, proprietary or not. Okay, yeah. I think like your Ubuntu branches have good graphical means of managing your drivers, but I don't know of other ones that do. In fact, I'm curious if this one does or not. Can I do this without freaking out the cat? Yep. Even the Linux Mint KDE does have the driver manager enabled, so that's good. I actually, this weekend, I built that computer for my friend. We were going to put Ubuntu Studio on it. We could not get it working. I mean, it was causing all sorts of issues and whatever else. And so we ended up going with Linux Mint. It worked. In fact, Linux Mint cleared out all the errors. Maybe we should try and install the other one on top of it anyway. All right, well, anyway. Solus Mate and Gnome are good options as well. I had a ton of problems with Solus Gnome. I have not tried out the Mate version, but yeah, I had too many problems with Gnome. And the funny thing is, I didn't complain at all about Gnome itself. I hate Gnome, the Gnome desktop. I can't stand it. But I did not let that bias me. I wanted to try it, and it was the Solus system itself that pushed me away from using it. It just had too many problems. Wizard of Oz, I'll take it. Yep. I'm trying to think if that's a scammer or not. I don't know. Oh, no, that's not a scammer. I know who that is. Wait. I don't know. Anyway, I've been getting tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of scammer calls lately. It's kind of annoying. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to our website here. We're going to have a look at the websites. So I'm doing Manjaro and Solus. I'm going to do Budgie. So to grab the Budgie from Manjaro, you actually have to come into your download and into your community releases. And then what you need to do is... okay, I'm going to go ahead and check this real quick. I'm going to give it over to Kitty. If I get unknown calls and they leave a message, sometimes it's actually somebody trying to get something important. It's one of my safeguards in place. So let me just do a quick check on that message, see who that was real quick, because I don't recognize the number. Oh, yeah. Hey, it was a scammer. I should have just went ahead and... answered that right on the air. That would have been awesome. Like I said, I get tons of scammer calls these days. Tons and tons and tons. It's almost worth getting rid of the phone entirely. All right. So you'd have to come into the Manjaro site, grab the download, and go down to the community releases. In here, you will find Budgie, you will find Cinnamon, Deepin. Actually, I haven't played with the Deepin one yet. I3, LXDE, LXQT, and there's Mate. And then, of course, if you go into the Manjaro official releases, we have XFCE, we have KDE, Gnome, and Architect ISO. All right, so Manjaro, if you're not familiar, is an Arch-based platform. So you have access to the Arch user repository, the AUR, which is just adds so much extra software, and it has all of the functionality that comes with Arch. One of the things I don't like about it is it will update your kernels automatically, and I'm not a huge fan of that because sometimes that will introduce some system stability. But that's kind of what happened on that. The Solus is one of the new Linux distros. It's one that's not based on something else. So it's not a Debian. It's not an Ubuntu flavor. It's its own flavor. The advantage is it doesn't have a lot of bloat in the software center. The downside that a lot of people have said is that it just doesn't have a ton of software. They've remedied that problem a lot with the introduction of the snap packages, and it is based on you use apt-get to do things. So if you're familiar with Debian, the kitty's moving my kitty. No. If you are used to, like, if you know how to work Debian, you won't have any problem with Solus. But it's not based on Debian. So anyway, you can grab this guy, and then of course you can grab from the download page Solus Budgie. Budgie is the desktop environment that is developed for. We have the Solus Gnome desktop, which I had some problems with that, and we have the Mate desktop. So those are kind of the things that we have as far as the kitty is being bad. Stop it. I did have problems with Gnome. I have not looked at Mate, and I've looked at Budgie before, but I've never actually run it. And that's actually, I'm gonna build this computer out for Budgie. So anyway, that's where we are at. Let's go ahead and have a quick look at the comments again, and then we'll jump on back over to the distros. And just an FYI, what we're going to do is we're going to run these up in VirtualBox. So we're not actually installing these, and so understand there's going to be some challenges, but we're going to level the playing field. They're both going to be in those or not. So. All right, let's see. Switch back to Lineage Plasma. Switch back to Lineage Plasma seems dead. Huh. Oh, you switch back to Lineage because Plasma seems dead. That is exactly why I did not try Plasma. I looked at it and said, yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing very good. Okay, what distro do you recommend for MacBook Pro? My old Mac OS is wearing out on my old MacBook. The only thing I would want is a smooth touchpad experience closer to MacBook experience. I don't know exactly because I've not run Linux on a MacBook. If you want something that mimics Mac, like if you want mimics the appearance and everything, look at Elementary, but I hate Elementary. But nevertheless, look at Elementary. Gnome gets you a UI that's a little bit closer to Mac. And some elements of Ubuntu also get you closer to Mac as well. And Ubuntu might actually have some of the best hardware development. So maybe look at one of the Ubuntu builds and see if you can do that. And I think isn't there is there a better Ubuntu GNOME version now, like a vanilla maybe? I forget. All of the GNOME terminology because I don't run in those circles, but is there a community build now, again, that gives you the core GNOME experience? That would be something you might look into. Ubuntu Budgie is nice as well. There you go. Now install Gentoo. Just kidding. Now, and the reason I won't is it takes a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time. How about a Linux Mint Budgie? That would be rockin'. If Linux Mint came in Budgie, I might actually run that. That'd be pretty fun. Gnome was boring. Best just reviews as Gnome was Manjaro. Okay. Must be angry. Must be an angry Gnome fan calling you. Probably. Or some scammer, whoever knows. Like I said, I got like 5 of them starting like late last week. I was getting 5 or 6 of them a day. It's just so frustrating. I like the Mate version of Manjaro as well, but standardized all my systems on Budgie. Would use Solus, but there's still some things really clunky, even if they are doing great work overall. Yeah, and I think that that's one of the challenges I've encountered. Gnome needs extensions to be usable. Unknown caller from the Hawaii Missile Base Shelter. I'm going to be talking about that soon. That would be fun. Yeah, if you are living like, and it wasn't just Hawaii either. Hawaii and Japan, within I think 36 hours of each other, had a false interballistic continental missile, intercontinental ballistic ICBM. Yeah, both of them had false alarms for ballistic missiles coming at them within 36 hours of each other. Wow. Greetings, Crypto. Is anyone else seeing the volume being low? Firefox volume at 150, can barely hear. Really? Other people are saying the volume is low. How's that? Is that better? Let's see if that works. Let me know how that works. I think my system was still set pretty low when the other day I had TOS today. Let me know, is that volume better now? I apologize for that. I should ask you guys a little bit better. The problem is I don't have a good system to do monitoring back, but I don't know. We'll see. All right. There are channels that all they do is try to piss off the scammers, mostly from India. Yeah, I do a few of those. I didn't like the too much. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the minimalistic ones either. Lucid Thieving, greetings. Crypto at Distro. Let's see. Gonna record a video. All right. Ubuntu Mate has Mac options for UI. Okay. Something like Mac, I'd recommend Ubuntu Mate with the Apple look. Okay. Gen 2 and Slackware need a bit more work to use. It's not like using Linux Mint. You need to read their documentation. It's not for everyone. Yep. Using Linux Mint Cinnamon is this uncle recommended. Nice. Thank you. All right. Yeah, and I hope Linux Mint Cinnamon's working for you, because it works. Will Gnome be moving desktop icons to the shell, effect, Mint, or others? Gnome moving desktop icons to shell. I don't think so, because I think Cinnamon is pretty much forked away from it. But I don't know all of the ins and outs and details, so who knows? Pizza 11 Nerd, that is sad. I don't know how to install software on Linux and not good on commands. Maybe I'll do some commands and stuff. Crypto for you. Crypto, shoot me a PM with some of the things you like to see on how to do, and I'll see if I can do an intro video, maybe with TOS today, because we're going to be doing some of the podcasty stuff. All right. I think we've been through the comments enough for now. Let's go ahead and choose a disk image here. Let's start with Manjaro Budgie, because I am more familiar with this one. And let's see. Let me do that. And US English. And I need to go ahead and transition over to here. So this is the Manjaro Budgie, maybe. Hello, Manjaro Budgie. There we go. I gotta remember how to do all this. Been a while. All right, so we're gonna start on this one because this is the one I've used more recently, so I'm more familiar with how it works. Again, if you're just joining, we're doing these on VirtualBox. So we are obviously going to introduce some issues, the fact that we're doing these on VirtualBox, and we'll live with that, but that's okay. There we go. All right, well, that's booting up. I'm going to go ahead and just keep reading a few more comments here. They just won't be on the screen for you. Okay, you can use any distro and customize it to look like Mac, running Linux Lite, use XFCE. You do, best for Mac is Deepin 15.5. They have the same problem, use iMac and Mac. Okay, so maybe look into that. What is, apparently it's stuck. Let's just stop that and try it again. Start. Let's do the non-free, just in case that was causing the problem. All right. Here, give me my mouse back. All right. Hopefully this actually works in VirtualBox. I didn't actually test these. We might just not even do a showdown. We might just have to just, hey, let's look at Budgie. Oh boy, oh boy. Like I said, I accidentally grabbed the cinnamon rather than the Budgie, and I just noticed it right before the stream came on. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. Let's go ahead and give it another couple minutes there to try that out. Best for Mac is Deepin. Okay. Better in volume. All right, a lot better. All right. Going behind the stream, my internet isn't wanting to work. All right. Volume is good now. Good. Yeah, sorry it was so bad earlier. Huh. Looks like we may not be able to run this. Oh, wait, never mind. It seems to be working now. I don't know what it's doing. We'll give it a minute, see if it actually loads. Software Center, or add the PPA, then install it via command line. Attempted, not committed. All right, that's better. Watching, only 13 likes. That happens. Love the cat. Yeah, I love the kitty too. Meow. You can see the Software Center on the welcome screen. Isn't that it? I'm pretty sure it's looking like we're not going to get Manjaro working. It is stuck. It is not working for me. Let's try Solus. I should probably change that off from Arch, but maybe Solus might win in the VirtualBox showdown. Today's just not my day. Yeah, well, hey, this week's going better than last week was. Greetings, Lance. How are you? Show Crypto the Software Center and Linux Mint. Yes, Slamer Linux. We will show them the Software Center and Linux Mint here. We might just have to change our schedule around a little bit. Woohoo! Hey, at least this one worked. All right, here we are. Here we are on Solus. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna pop this off of here, and I think I have a build for this. Maybe. Hey, I do. Look at that. I do have a build for that. It's still running my Christmas background, though. Let me change my background on this. There we go. That's a better background. All right, so here we are on, pardon that it's, you can't see it anyway. All right, so here we are on Solus Budgie. So what do I like about Solus Budgie? I like the Raven menu. I like how we have a lot of various features. right inside of here, so I can pick my inputs and outputs, which is actually a pretty big deal if you are doing things like Skype, video conferencing, things like that, where sometimes the biggest problem I have on my KDE systems is sometimes your audio inputs change and it's not grabbing the correct input for the correct application. So here I can actually come in here and I can grab whatever I want it to run by default. This does look like it's an older version. Oh, no, maybe not. It is the newer version of this, which makes sense. Solus should always have the most recent version. However, if I were to install it and then run an update, I'd probably have absolutely everything the newest. I just don't always remember the settings panel being down here in the bottom. We have notifications over here. If we start up, for example, if we start up a sound and video, so if we start up like Rhythm Box or something, then it will actually appear in your Raven menu. So you'll see that Rhythm Box will be down here. So with Rhythm Box going, click on the close. It should not close. Okay, maybe this version it does close. But if you have this open, or there's probably an option to do that, it will remain down here. So you can keep on listening to music and you can control it from right inside your Raven menu. That is why I really like this distro, is this menu, the Raven menu, is absolutely amazingly good. We also have, as you saw here, you saw the settings. Inside the settings, we have effectively like tweak tools. Basically, it's a built-in tweak tool. You can show or hide the desktop icons. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm a guy that works off the desktop a lot, so I turn on about everything here. And I like the ability to be able to quickly do that. You can have your button layouts. You can have them on the left or on the right. So a lot of options, very much like a tweak tool. And you'll find the same thing in Manjaro as well. Where we're going to have the differences between the Manjaro and the Solus is how you install programs and applications, because Manjaro is using kind of like the Arch system and Solus uses its own platform. Let me see if I can remember what it's called. Hey, it's called Software Center. Shocking. All right. So inside of here, the next thing that we, let's see, let's just walk through this one first. One of the downsides that people have said about the Solus system is that it does not have as much software. And so, for example, if you like to run Chromium, you'll find that Chromium is not in here. However, what Solus does have is it has, it should have a terminal. I got to find the terminal. Solus, in the newer versions of Solus, is made really good in the fact that it has snap packages. So I can do sudo, I'm remembering, I think it's just install and the package name. So now what that's going to do is that will open you up to install anything that is in the snap package repository without having to do anything else. So now we can actually download an application that might be missing, like Chromium, not in Solus' Software Center. And this is a direction that I think we're going to start to see more Linux distros move into, so that the software centers can remain fairly clean to the most mainstream software, and everything else can be relegated to either your snap packages, your Flatpak, which is what Linux Mint did, or your app images. So there, now we have Chromium should be now installed. And I can just trigger it. It should appear in the menus as well, I hope. Yep, there it goes. It fails to load something, but you can see it loads up Chromium. And it should have appeared in the menus as well. It might have to be restarted, which obviously we can't do on this one because we're running this on a live system. But it should have actually shown up in the menu as well. I've never had a problem with that not showing up. So that's one of the things that makes Solus nice. If you do look in the Software Center, let's go ahead and type this in, the Software Center again. If you browse through the software, you'll see that there's not a whole lot of games on these. Not a whole, well, not just games themselves, but not a whole lot of software on the system as a whole. And so let's see, that's home. Let's look at Office software. So Office software, this is what we have. So if you're used to looking in software repositories, then you'll see that there are a lot of You'll see that there's a lot fewer applications here than you find in a lot of other places. That is because Solus has been working on making sure that every application that they have is working inside of the system, and so you should not have any problems. Whereas you'll have some problems on Ubuntu because I don't think they ever clean the thing out. It's kind of like going into a hoarder's house, right? It's like they've hoarded all of this code into their software center, but they never go through and clean any of it out, and so you just end up with a whole lot of just stuff everywhere. And so that's kind of one of those factors. Is with the Solus you get a streamlined software center that everything works, but you also now have the snap packages, so you have the ability to install applications directly through Snap. I like the Budgie because we can adjust things. The one thing Budgie does not have that a lot of people are asking for, hopefully it's in the works, is these guys here behave like icons that are pinned on a taskbar, which is actually quite annoying. What a lot of people want and what I want is launchers. I want this to be a launcher functionality. They're not so big. They don't take up quite as much room, and every time I click it, I get a new one. I usually solve this on Budgie by simply installing the Cairo dock. So I set this up very much like a Windows-type platform. I have a Cairo dock on it. But you can customize it. This is kind of, you can vision this as Gnome, that you can customize a little bit, which is good. So if you want to, let's see, here's our settings, and you'll notice if you type in settings, you'll notice when you type this in, we have settings and we have Budgie desktop settings. So these are your main settings. So this is most of the things that you're going to find inside the Gnome system. You know, your sounds, your displays, your online accounts can be integrated, all that kind of stuff. But then Budgie has its own, of course I can't hit that one. Budgie, of course, has its own desktop settings for the Budgie itself, which will control other things. So if you want to adjust things in the bottom panel, you can see where everything is at. So notifications, here's your system tray, icon task list. So if you want to add something else to the list, you want to, let's see. Oh, there you go. I have a hard time seeing the spot. Like, you can't see it, but right here I have a dead pixel line on my monitor. It gets in my way. Like, I can't seem to cross between the two of them. But here we have a lot of different options. There's night light. We can turn that on. And you'll see you can grab things and then move them to different locations. And there is a... Is it the task list? Yeah, there we go. So this task list there goes there, and you can set these wherever you want. I want to see what this this one here does. Okay, so here you can actually turn on the night light mode. That should probably adjust your color temperatures, I'm guessing. And it doesn't seem to be doing much for me here. Well, maybe. It's very possible it's just not compatible with the VirtualBox systems, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. You can actually add other panels. So if you want to have a panel on the top, a panel on the bottom, maybe you might do a panel with just a whole list of the applications you like on the top. You can go ahead and do that, and then, you know, move everything else down the bottom. So those are all options that you can do. So there's a lot of those types of things that work very well for this. And so these are some of the things I really like about Budgie, is that it just has the ability to just enough customization, but not too much. Very simple, very modern UI, and it's you know, and it looks good. It does look very attractive. The Raven menu is nice. See, there's the rhythm boxes still down there. And of course you can increase or decrease certain things there. So those are all the options that you have inside of this. One of the downsides is you don't have quite as much software. So I'm not sure if I have Skype on here, if I can. And I know it's not in snap packages. You might, is it in app images? I just don't know. And that's unfortunately one of the applications that I need to use. Now, I had Skype working perfectly fine on on Manjaro Budgie simply because I have access to the Arch user repositories and there's a version of Skype in there. So that's actually how I was able to get everything working. So I might find a slightly better experience with the Manjaro versus the Budgie in that respect. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at some comments here. Let's see if I can remember where I am. All right. Okay, I think I've been to those. Watch this on Manjaro, XFCE, sweet. Theming, we all like Tom's content, otherwise won't be here. Wait, is somebody yelling at me? Lucid theming. I'm guessing it's in response to that comment about not a lot of likes. Yeah, it's very possible a lot of people aren't logged in. I do that a lot. Why isn't Mint release a Budgie distro? Any info on that? No, I would love to though. That would be awesome. I wonder if I could install Budgie on top of Mint. That'd be a fun task. That would be really fun. Let's see. Haven't seen a non-maskable interrupt watchdog error in years. Merry Christmas. All right. No. Tom reached 6K subscribers. He's bound to have affected some hate watchers, especially after that whole. Yep. Hey, I'm up there on the hate list. Come on, I'm a growing guy. I got people offering me products. I got people offering me affiliate links. I got people, people hating me. I got, one or two guys running around disliking every single video I do. Probably suggest to the forums, you should probably be able to install Budgie. Yep. Someone said Solus is better than any other distro. Everything ready outside the box. The problem is, Crypto, I had a lot of problems with it. One of the challenges is there does seem to be a problem affecting most users where if you attempt to encrypt it, it will crash on you on the first upgrade. I've encountered a lot of people who had that, and I had that problem myself. And I had several other issues where it just wouldn't boot right a lot of times. And so in that respect, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Budgie version from the terminal, Budgie desktop version. Okay. I don't care about elementary fanboys or girls. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I hate desktop icons. All right, Pizza 11 Nerd, you can take them off. You can take them off. And that's a good thing. If you don't like them, you can take them off. That's cool. That's one of the things I like about KDE is that you can widgetize your whole desktop with all sorts of cool stuff and just not do anything off the desktop. That would be a fun way to do it. Can I install it right now in some way? I don't know. All right. Yes, that is your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. I just do so much work on so many projects. I don't have time to dig through the folders to look for things. That's why I just keep everything active on the desktop, and when it's no longer active, I move it off the desktop. That's why I like the desktop icons. That's my workflow, working on multiple sites at the same time. I think I have like 7 or 8 active website projects right now, and I got to be able to bounce back and forth between them. It's easiest on the desktop. Maybe it isn't ready for Mint. Some dependency issues, maybe. I don't know. Are Flatpaks better than Snap or vice versa? Honestly, I don't know. I have not done all the research into all of the additions and disadditions, etc. Add pros and cons. We'll just do it that way. There we go. Install Budgie desktop. Okay. Do you know how to switch desktops? My Debian actually runs multiple different desktops. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that on an experimental desktop and see if I can get it to work. All right, doesn't work. Here is the command to remove it. Sudo apt get remove Budgie desktop. All right. Which dock is best? My opinion, the dock I absolutely love and always use is the Cairo dock. Let's see if this has it. Yes, it does. All right, so I just came into the software center here, typed in Cairo dock, install the Cairo dock. It will add itself to the. It should add itself to the auto start. If it does not add itself to the auto start, then you just need to go ahead and add that, but it should take care of that for you. Solus, another thing to note if you're new to Linux especially, is there's these things called dependencies when you're installing a package. Some distros do not install all of the dependencies. Solus does. It is one of the ones that will go through and install all the dependencies. Of course, Linux Mint does, Ubuntu does. If I'm not mistaken, and Chip, if you're still on, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure Manjaro does unless you're using like Pack Manager. I just don't know for sure, so don't quote me on that exactly. I did not have any issues when I was running it, but you might occasionally run into those types of situations. It's still installing a lot of stuff. Let's just keep on doing on the comments while that goes. Uh-oh. We're running out of disk space. It's because we're running on a live key. Installed Ubuntu Budgie on a separate drive and loved it. But I'm a Mint fan, using it for 1 year with 0 issues. That's it, man. That's why I use Mint. It just doesn't cause me problems. Yeah, Plank I think is the other big dock. Plank is very simple. I like Cairo dock because it just has the ability to do the most amazing and beautiful and awesome effects. In fact, we might even need to see if there's actually add-ons to the Cairo dock. I just want to see if those were already installed by default. Can you create panels in Budgie? I think I already showed you how to do that. Let me know if you missed it, and I'll go back and look at it again. All right, so now that should be installed. Let's see if it's in here. So here's your Cairo dock. All right, so the default here kind of looks like this. And what I'm going to do, hopefully I can pull this off. Let's see. There we are. So we're going to go ahead and configure the Cairo dock. All right. So with your configuration, you can choose where it goes. Since I like running the taskbars on the bottom, I usually favor putting my docks on the right panel, on the right side over here. And then you can hide the dock whenever windows overlap it. You can always keep it on top, reserve space for the dock. I like keeping, these are my preferred setups. What this means is that, I gotta turn off the, oh wait, I have to apply. That's what I have to do. So now when you maximize, you'll see that it'll save the space, kind of like on a Mac, the maximization on a Mac. Of course, I'm always displaying mine, so that's what we're doing there. You should actually be able to manually drag a window around it so it'll stick, and then if you keep dragging, you can go underneath it. You also have a variety of animations. Now, I don't have these built in because I need those. I need the Cairo dock plugins, which I didn't see. They might be there somewhere. I'm forgetting which one I want. So there are actually a ton of options as far as what you can do with it. You just need those. You need those plugins installed for it, which I don't have them. So you can make this look a whole lot better. But this in and of itself isn't too bad. You can do a whole lot of different themes. So see if the Chrome theme can be applied to that. I think it's running. We're going to give that a minute there to see if it changes or comes back or does something. Linux Trust 3%. Woohoo! We're catching up to Mac, man. We're catching up to Mac. Yeah, it looks like I. Oh, okay, it says it's importing theme. It might be running into problems depending on how much it has to download. I just don't know, so let's see what happens. It says it's importing the theme. We're going to let it do its thing for a few minutes there. You need to add start, so you want to go settings beneath Mint, find something that says startup, click add at the button, type plank, okay. Favorite about Solus and Manjaro is no screen tearing. Yeah, I've had a lot of great experience with those. Oh, you know what? It's waiting for me to do something. That's why. My apologies. All right, now I got to come back to my configuration and move it back to the right. And reserve space, hit apply. So there, now we have that one. That's the Chrome. Okay, so I'll import another theme. I'm going to go back to this one again. Okay, so there are a whole variety of different themes that you can install here. This is why I like it. It's just there's so many other little things. And again, though, it looks like it is suffering from the appearance a little bit because I don't have those the plugins there. I have to go track those down. They might actually be in the Software Center. I just didn't see where they happen to be. So let's see. Greetings, Shutter. If I haven't seen you, oh, I think I did see you. Anarita, greetings. All right. Is there any coder of developer I'd suggest to make one hook to hook some running app? Suppose I'm typing something and watching some video in some corner. Right. If there's any coder or developer. Oh, suggest to make one hook to hook some running apps. Okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Let Budgie adopt Qt instead of Gnome. There you go. Post PPA and the command install. I just post the PPA and the command. Yep, I will look into those. Pizza Lovin' Nerd prefers widgets to icons. I use both. That's why on my KDE computer back here, I have widgets on the one side and I have icons on the other. Best of all worlds. Love Tom as he rocks my socks off. And you love the kitty too, I know it. Say hi to your kitty girlfriend. Hello, kitty girlfriend. Anna Rita's kitty is my kitty's girlfriend. The cyber girl, right? Alright. Lamer Linux likes to keep the desktop clean. I don't. You know, where there are no oxen, the stable is clean. To quote Proverbs. Alright, someone didn't reply to me. Anyway, I purged my old Ubuntu and Mint and replaced it with MX. Cool. Awesome. Care about ChairoDoc, a little advanced for me. Yeah, for me, I stare at so many computers all day. I'll fight it with it a little bit more just to have a little bit better... just have a little bit better appearance to stare at least on some of the computers. Since I can't do anything with a stupid Mac. Alright. I'm going to hit icons folders on the desktop so Linux Mint is easy. There you go. Alright. Samuel, greetings. I have an incredible experience with Solus. IQ version is the key to success of the project. They are making the whole project with Qt instead of GTK, if you didn't know. I've heard that, and people keep on saying I should wait until that's done, but I want to get out my top distros of 2018, so I'm going to do it sooner. I always use Terminal and Manjaro. There you go. What are people's thoughts on Ubuntu Regular? Kind of like the new look. I'm interested in trying it out when it hits 18.04. For me, I don't like Gnome at all, and so I'm not a big fan of the new system. Even though it's tweaked, it's just I just don't like it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Cool channel. Well, thank you, Samuel. I don't use ChairoDoc, open Budgie settings, either add a new panel. Yeah, that's an option. Probably with Mint, best Ubuntu, the one based on Debian. Mint, Dev too careless about security. Used to be Mint user. Don't like it too much. GUI gimmick anymore. Okay. Morning, Sneaky Linux. Or is that morning, geezers? Alright. Hello, Matthew. Could running BleachBit cause Linux Mint Cinnamon to crash? Unless 2 weeks Cinnamon crashed 4 times. It could if it wipes out some configuration file that it thinks it doesn't need and it really does. That could cause it. I'm very cautious when I run BleachBit. What are you doing, kitty? What are you doing? Someone must make Mint XFCE review and install Budgie desktop on top of it. Wouldn't want to blow my lovely XFCE. I might play with that. It's unbelievable. Me and my friends are literally both about to switch to Linux and debating Solus and Manjaro. We found the video. I prefer Solus since I've been following them for a bit. My friend is going Manjaro because it's based off Arch and is more supported. Yeah, okay, Discoli, my thoughts. Now, I can't get Manjaro running. I'll try it again. I can't seem to get Manjaro running in the VirtualBox right now. When I was running them, absolutely Manjaro Budgie was totally the rocks. I ran Solus Gnome, and I ran into a lot of problems that may have been related to Solus. So I downloaded this, so I'm going to be building a Solus... build on this computer that's behind me here and experimenting with Solus Budgie, so I'll have a better take on it. I absolutely love Manjaro Budgie. Obviously, I'm running Linux Mint is usually what I use, but if somebody's like, you know, gun to the head, you cannot use this anymore, I'd probably just go to Solus Budgie because it just worked flawless for me. It was pretty rocking. So I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one. Some of the things I mentioned earlier, if you just jumped on, I can get Skype working with Manjaro and a lot of other applications you can't get on Solus because of Arch user repositories that you don't have in Solus. Solus does have the snap image, the snaps, and so you do have a lot of the software. It's just there's still some software that's lacking. So that's kind of my take on there. I'm doing well, Matthew. Thank you. Please enter in YouTube that Dorina. No, not right now. Intergos Budgie is fast. That's cool. All right, anything else we need to see on this guy here before I wrap this guy up and I will attempt the Manjaro one more time. I gotta remember how to turn this thing off now. There it is. All right. Choose disk image, Manjaro Budgie. I'm going to attempt to run Manjaro Budgie again. It was giving me all sorts of weird crashinesses, and so I'm going to give that a whirl once again. Whoa, it seems to be doing stuff. Woohoo, we got our Manjaro. I think. Yeah, we got Manjaro work. I'm not sure why it was not working before. But nay, now we got Manjaro Budgie. All right, so out of the box. Of course, I think the first thing I did when I installed this was I moved the dock. I cannot stand the docks at the top. It drives me crazy up there. But regardless, here's what we have on this guy here. We do have our software right here, which is I do not recall seeing that in the Solus. To update the system in the Solus, I had to go in and load up the software system and go ahead and do it that way. This one, it appears right here, and it will actually change colors on you when the system does need to run updates. Another thing, for anybody wanting to look at doing this, if you want to install, is it Manjaro? Nope. Is it nothing? Question for you folks, so I don't have to go look it up. What is the default key for Manjaro? What else could it be? It could be live. I don't know. I need the live key for let's see. Let's do Manjaro live key password. I need the root password for this thing. Default password. Root and password, is that it? I want to show you how to set up the Arch user repository on this, but I need to know that root default password. See if anyone in the comments knows what it is. Is it? I tried Manjaro. Let me try it again in case I spelled it wrong. Oh, it is Manjaro. I must have spelled it wrong when I did that. Sorry about that. All right, so over here, so we went into our preferences, come over here to AUR, which stands for Arch User Repository. And it gives you this warning, and this is the reason this is not enabled by default. It raises potential risks. You should be familiar with the build process to do this. So you want to go ahead and turn this on, and then you can default to it, and you can check updates to it, but you don't have to. And so now you'll see that we have another repository here. If I want to do a search, now this is actually where I can get Skype from, is from the user repository, because for whatever reason, you'll see that actually there's a few different Skype versions, because some of the newer ones, Microsoft keeps breaking Skype, and it's kind of annoying. But you can actually do that. But Manjaro Budgie, otherwise it is the same. You'll see that it is running the same version of Budgie, which is good, because I downloaded one the other day that was running a much older version. I think it was the Gecko. Of course, it was the older one. The older Gecko, as it was. I thought I was downloading a new one. It turned out I was downloading one from a few months ago. But anyway, the software should be fairly similar. I didn't do the full thing on software. I will point out this, though. If you are a gamer and you come into this the first time, Steam will probably crash on the system. There was a problem where the default install of Steam would actually crash on Manjaro. The fix, so you'll see it actually doesn't even start. The fix for this is you have to uninstall it, and then you have to go into your root folder, do Control H to show you're hidden, and you have to delete the Steam folder. And there's another Steam folder. It's in, is it in cache? I forget where it is. Delete the Steam folder and this Steam folder. So delete the .steam and the .local share Steam. You need to delete those and then go reinstall it from the package manager, and Steam will work at that point in time. So if you were frustrated on getting Steam to work in Manjaro, that's what you have to do. Uninstall it, delete both of the packages from your desktop, and then reinstall it, and it should work. And I'm not a huge gamer. I just remember wanting to get Steam working as a test, and actually that's what worked for me. Here's sound and video. Excuse me, not Steam. Manjaro comes with Lollipop, a very nice minimalistic music player. I actually did a whole video on Lollipop. It's actually really cool. I want to install it on Peppermint because the logo looks the same. Be a cool media player for Peppermint. In fact, we should recommend Peppermint viewer, Peppermint developers. If you're watching this, put Lollipop on Peppermint. It'd rock. All right. So otherwise, everything else is going to be the same. We have the same exact Raven menu set up. We have the same ability. Let's go ahead and do the settings here to pull up these guys. I want to come down here for my top panels, and then here's where I can actually change it from the top to the bottom. I can put it on the left or on the right. So no matter how you actually want your system set up. So you could do something like this, and then boom, there's your whole Raven. That's actually a pretty cool setup idea right there. That's pretty nice. Then you can have all of your items here. And then what else I could do for what I usually like is I could actually run all of this setting stuff here. And then I could actually run my menu and stuff in a task system down here on the bottom. So let's do, there's the top. Let's go ahead and move this to the bottom. And there's a show desktop system there. Let's go ahead and move this task list up. And so there's actually a really cool setup. So now I can go down here. I can show my desktop. Right above it, I have my full Raven menu here. I can have a list of all the popular apps I want to run right here. I would actually probably get rid of that menu, but that's actually a really cool Budgie setup there for the way I work off of things. And of course, we can do everything else is in here. So if I do want to work off the desktop, I can go ahead and do that. I'll turn that off for Pizza Lovin' Nerd because he hates those. And I think Anna Rita hates those. Of course, if you want to mess with Anna Rita, you just do something like this. There you go. All right. Okay, so there's my windows, and then just everything here is nice. We do have the ability, I think, to change our styles. Here's your widgets, here's your icons, cursors. We can do dark themes, light themes. We can do built-in themes or things. We can turn on or turn off animations. And so those are some of the differences between the Solus and the Manjaro. We spent a lot more time on the Solus, but let's see. Let's go back and check out some comments. Hey, Kitty. Want to say hi to peoples? Hello, peoples. Or he wants to type on the computer. I'm not sure which. All right. Let's see. To me, I'd go Manjaro because Solus doesn't have much in the way of programs in the Software Center. Yep. Love the channel. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. You're right for the new Arch. Let's see. If we're talking about new user, I would choose Solus. Yeah, the new user factor, Solus might be a little bit better, but even still, I'm still questioning if I'm going to have some of the issues I've had before. And so for a new user, I'd go Peppermint, MX, Linux Mint. Of course, Linux Mint would be my first preference, but there you go. Okay, yeah, Crypto. I will show you that Software Center before we wrap up here. First time I used Budgie, I made it look like Unity. There you go. Yeah, and you can. That's a cool thing. Elspurs, greetings. Would you recommend either Solus or Manjaro for new user? I'm long-time Windows users. Want to install Linux on my laptop, see if I can switch over to many distros. I'll tell you what I would do in your case. If your laptop is beefy enough and you can experiment with VirtualBox, play around a little bit in there first. Then when you're ready to go, the way I do it is I just use little thumb drives and I get little thumb drives like this one here. And this is a 32 gigabyte USB SanDisk drive. You can get them like 20 bucks maybe. And I would install Linux because Linux can run very well off of thumb drives. And so install Linux on the thumb drive. And I have safe ways to do that. Like one of the best ways to do that is pull the hard drive out of your laptop so you don't accidentally, you don't want the bootloader on there. You don't want them to interact with each other. You want the hard disk to only, the installation media to only see that USB drive. Install it on a USB drive and then boot into it over there and then play with that for a while before you wipe your system or before you would try and dual boot. Dual booting is dangerous. You want to avoid that if you can. Solus, I don't know if I'm recommending it for new users yet. Manjaro, it's going to be on my list, but you would probably want to be with the caveat that you want to be a computer savvy person because Arch can be a little finicky at times. I did not run into that experience with Manjaro. I ran Manjaro for a good month, absolutely loved it. It was a cool setup. So take that for what that's worth. I would run something like Linux Mint, MX Linux, any of those easier ones would be the ones I would experiment with on first. But that's what I'd go for because Linux Mint works on a wider variety of hardware and it has a longer track record of working well. And Manjaro's password, and I got it. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Yeah, I tried that once, but I must have mistyped it. What would be the best Linux to run a Toshiba laptop? i3, 4 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte SSD, 2 gigahertz. It's a little lower end of a model, so you'd want to look at one of the light systems. Like my favorite light system, what I use on my Lenovo S21E, is Peppermint. I've written entire books and produced entire books on that machine. It's totally awesome. So Peppermint. The other ones in that same class are MX Linux is also very highly regarded, and Linux Lite is pretty highly regarded. Although of those three, Peppermint or MX would be the best ones to use for that. Solus is growing. Let it grow more as an independent main distro like Slackware, etc. Okay. On the phone, I can find Software Manager on menu. All right. Got a Toshiba laptop right now, but I'm doing the Node distro hopping for 1 year. I use Linux Lite. There you go. Okay. Type you prefer one stability without old software, stability with cutting edge software rolling release, pure cutting edge rolling release. Yep, that's an option. Stability and with old software is definitely something more like a Linux Mint. Pet budgies are too messy. I keep cats instead. Meow. HP ZBook 15 G2 with 16 gigs of RAM, but 8 gigabytes is now resting on the box. I'm using 8 gig only. At 700 gigabyte hard drive, it takes a little bit time to boot. Okay. Newbie perspective. 2 advanced user and 3 pro. Okay. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Yep. All right. OCD meter off the scale if I had OCD. Greetings, Run with the Dolphin. And Run with the Dolphin, aren't you MX? No, which distro do you work on, Run with the Dolphin? You work on one of them. Tell us which distro he should run and why. Alright. No, do not play with my CD like that. Hey, I moved it back. First test by those distros. Yep. No need to do that to Anna. Yep. My Dolphin has sneakers. Nice. Did you miss? I'm currently chilling. Currently at Chili's. Oh well, I finally got Manjaro working. Didn't seem to want to work. All right, let's go ahead and start driving this machine home. Oh man, my good thing I learned what the password is. My system just locked on me. There we are. All right, let's go ahead and shut this guy down here. And I guess let's go over and let me show you. Or yeah, crypto. Let me show you crypto. The how to install the packages. So of course, find your software manager. I have mine right on the favorites there. You can just also just type it into the menu here, and it should show up down here. You want software manager. Now I'm still running the older version of Linux Mint, so I have to enter my password here. That's not the right password. I have too many computers. All right, so on the older version, now if you're running 18.3, you only enter your password when you're trying to install an application. You'll also have a better version of the Software Center, but basically, I mean, it's very easy. Just kind of jump right on into the Software Center, find what you want to install, and then you want to click the Install button. This is my production machine, so I'm not going to install anything on it that I don't already intend to have on here. So that's all you need to do. If you're on 18.3, you don't have to enter your password until you push the install button first. And then I think every 15 minutes, if you don't install something, you'll have to re-enter it again. So that's how you install software. Just hunt through the categories, find the things that you want, and that's how you would do that. All right. MX Linux. All right. I knew you were with one of them. Awesome. Daniel, new here. Just want to say you're one of the biggest influences for switching. Well, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. How is it going for you? Also, guys, would you be interested in how to use Libreoffice to do mass mailing type stuff? One of my clients actually asked me. I think 2 weeks ago, we just got all the products into Walmart, and now I have to do mass mailings to all the customers in the it's the Infra Group, which is one of the natural food store systems. And so I have 250 store locations around the country I have to send out mailings to. And so I have been working on creating, and there's things in LibreOffice I didn't even know were in there. Like, did you know, for example, you can actually go right into create new out of templates, enter in the type of mailing labels that you have, and create a synchronized mailing system. Is that the type of stuff that would interest you guys? How to actually use databasing, how to get your Access database working, which it doesn't actually work by default on a lot of Linux distros. How to set up mailing lists and merges and things like that. I've been learning how to do all that kind of stuff recently. And the cool thing is, I don't have the databasing functionalities on the Windows computer where I do most of my development work. So it's actually, I have to be doing all this stuff on the Linux computer. So I'm doing a full-blown marketing campaign exclusively on the Linux computer because that's where the software is. So let me know if that type of thing interests you and what level it interests you, and I will do some videos on that when I can. Testing out Peppermint, sweet. Is there an open source software that would detect all the drives and BIOS and get them fixed and working? Also to update all of it. Well, BIOS not as much. Usually, Matthew, the distro a lot of people would go to fix stuff would be like the G-parted distro. And there's a name for that. It might just be, G-part distro. I forget. But basically, it's just a live key you can install. You can install it to basically do data recovery and fixing up stuff. So that's there is one of those. Yes, I use Peppermint on my laptop. Yep, Peppermint is great. Yep, throw mint that VB and test the Budgie right now. I'm sure it'll rock. Let's see if I don't think I have a mint on here, or do I? Wait. I might. Linux Mint 18.3. I got it. Let's go ahead and do it. Hey, why not? All right. Let's go ahead and we are. No, I don't want to start it. Power off. I keep on double clicking on it when I actually just mean to change the settings. Let's do Ubuntu 64. Let's do choose disk image. I'm going to go from desktop this time. Did I put it on desktop? I thought I put that on the desktop. Oh, no, there it is. Let's see what happens. Why not? All right, do I need to install a PPA for this first? So if you missed part of it, we're going to see if we can get Budgie working on Linux Mint. I'm assuming I need a PPA. Where's that PPA at? Who is sending me that info? Is it still there? I have Windows 10. All right. Ew. Whoa, that was loud. I scared the kitty. All right. I'm guessing there's a PPA for that we need to install first. So I'm going to go hunt for it, unless somebody tells me about it. Love more tutorials on Libre. Been using OpenOffice for years. Not really Libre. All right. Ransomware 10. Yes, label printing would be good. Okay. All right. Let's do Budgie PPA. Ew, Yahoo. All right. Okay, let's see. Make sure this was the right one. All right, Mint at Mint. All right. Okay, we're going to update, and then we're going to run this one. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Now, what I don't know is, it should work. So running this live, what I'm going to need to do is log out so I can switch desktop manager or desktop environments. All right. There's that. Let's see here. My kitty cam's in the way, so I'm going to do that. Let's log out. Budgie desktop right there. Is there a password? I don't think so. All right, what's the default Mint password now? Anybody know that one off the top of your head? Come here, kitty. I'm just going to do it on this computer over here. Okay, it says username should be mint and password should be blank. Okay. Linux Mint Budgie. Oh yeah. All right, let's see what we can do on this thing. It may or may not be very functional. I'm not seeming to be able to select a wallpaper. Alright, so here's our widgets, dark themes, fonts, windows, standard, panels. I do really like these icons in here. These are nice icons. Yeah, once again, though, I can't change... Oh, wait, maybe. Oh, okay, there it went. Hey, look at that. It did finally go. Not sure I remember where all the fancy Linux Mint wallpapers are, but... Okay, there we go. There we go. Now let's go ahead and turn our dark theme back on. Various widget themes. All right. Oh, there's retro for you. If you wanted retro. Ooh, that's nice. One of the challenges I'm seeing is inside of your settings here. I'm not seeing the ability to add our desktop settings. But I'm thinking, just kind of based off experience, my thought is if we install the Gnome tweak tool, we should probably be able to manage that. So let's go ahead and give that a try. New the Linux machine, all right. Okay, so there are definitely some problems and some inconsistencies with running Budgie on Linux Mint. So you'll see here that I seem to not even be able to get the desktop icons on. And there's something that's missing somewhere around the line, and I don't know what it would happen to be. We should have the spot in here to be able to enable these the icons, but I actually don't have those options. And so we can get the basic core, but I'm not being able to get everything. Because it's not giving me the ability to put the desktops on, I don't think. Let's see. On. Anybody have an idea for how I can get the desktop icons on here? Going great. Switch my whole game dev network flow to free open source software, Blender, Godot, and GIMP running on Androgos. Sweet. Very cool. Dean is new to Linux. Welcome to Linux. Can you report your MX issues via forum at the MX plus dev run with the Dolphins YouTube channel? All right. Greetings, LJ. Yeah, we're tinkering right now. Lamer Linux. Which one's this one? This must be a different one than I installed, so let me try this. No, that one's not found. Did I type that right? What kind of books I need to understand command line or programming to learn? You know what I do is to get a better grasp of all the command lining and stuff, go over check out Joe Collins' channel because he does a lot of things in the terminal. Also, Brian Lenduke does a lot of things in terminal. So check out Brian Lenduke. Also, he did an entire month in the terminal in October, I think. Brian Lenduke's channel did. And check out Joe Collins' channel because both of those guys are much more terminal heavy. I'm more geared towards the newer guys that don't want to mess with the terminal yet. So I don't use it nearly as much. I mean, I can work my way around it, but I have to look up more stuff than I would like to. Yeah, Volvo S PPA does not seem to run. Unless I type something wrong there. Oh, wait, I did. I did type something wrong. And I think I just mistyped repository because I can't spell. Yeah. That looks better. No, JSON could be decoded. Okay. Well, that doesn't like that either. Let me move that out of the way so you can see my errors. Sorry about that. I know how to access your printer in a C++ program. No. I thought Budgie Desktop would be the standard Ubuntu repos nowadays, but Lamer Linux is probably correct. I haven't run Mint in ages, so maybe they host all their packages. Microsoft, pay $7 this month to use your Windows 10 PC. Woohoo! That's right. Because we have to extract every single dollar out of every single human being on the planet. Now, an Arch, you have to install Gnome Desktop and then the Budgie Desktop. Trash talking Microsoft and my ISP disconnected me. Mint update isn't on the system tray. Yeah, let's see. Sudo. See what that does. All right. Remix Budgie. Maybe you should use the Evolve PPA. Yeah, the Evolve PPA doesn't seem to be working, and that seems to be my challenge. I don't want to maintain all those bug updates. That's crazy. It's Budgie's file manager. Ooh, I don't know what Budgie's file manager is. This is using Nemo. I'm not sure if Budgie comes with Nemo or if that's pulling it off of Linux Mint. I don't know. Gnome file manager, that's what I was thinking. Nautilus, yeah. Can't keep track of based on Gnome shell. You might need Nautilus installed or kill the Mint file manager desktop stuff, which can also run even outside the environment, and that usually takes over the desktop and causes problems outside the native environments. Okay. Well, apparently that wanted to crash my system. Just install Nautilus? I have no idea. Did I spell Nautilus right? Yeah, I think the system kind of crashed out running those. Get that back. I'm not going to be able to do anything on that right now. But anyway, I really need help for my command line skills. This is our guide. Help me reading books. Yeah, if anybody else knows how to help Dean right now, the best I'd say is just get online and just do some searches for some online tutorials. I'm not sure it's worth buying a book over it. I think you'd do a lot better job just looking it up online. That would be my take on the matter. Okay, great. Thanks, Chatur. That looks good. I mean, sweet, can I keep Linux Mint Cinnamon and delete XFCE? Oh. Cinnamon's awesome, though. I mean, Cinnamon rocks. I like Budgie, but Cinnamon rocks. It's just, for me, Cinnamon, it has the look I want, the feel I want, etc., etc., etc. Let's go ahead and close this guy out. No, I don't want to log out. I want to just shut the system down. Can I shut it down from here too? No, I only have the option to shut down from there. I got to shut down from over here. Okay. All right. Well, that almost works. There's a few more things I think you need to do to get Linux Mint working quite right with Budgie, but that'd actually be a fun project to do. Figure out how to get that running just right. I think that'd be a neat and handy and helpful thing. Well, I think it's time for dessert. I'm going to go out and go get me some dessert, but I'm going to give the kitty some dessert first. So Budgie won't run on Mint. Well, actually, it's running. I mean, there's parts of it that aren't running, and I think Run with the Dolphin is right. I think if you get Nautilus installed, Nautilus clones all tend to think they're the only file manager in charge of the desktop, so they'll try and take it over. Or at least one of the file managers is going to be updated. More friendly in that regard. Okay. We'll run. Yeah, you'd have to do some work to get it running, but I think it'll actually work. Yeah, I think the Budgie Remix PPA, I think that's the one I actually installed. Budgie Desktop, that's actually a little bit different than what I did. Huh, okay. I'm actually going to grab these And I'll experiment with that when I get the chance. Budgie test. All right, folks, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this day. So let's go ahead and wrap this up right. Come on, kitty. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Yep, you got to come up. Yep, come on. Come on. Oh, all right. Oh, off my desk. Off my desk. You're not allowed up there. You know that. Little kitty. Oh, this way for this camera. Aww. And one more, kitty. Oh, off my desk. Hey, bad kitty, off my desk. Off my desk. There you go. One more. Yeah. Are they finger looking good today? Are they finger looking good? Yeah, they are, huh? He's a KFC fan. Oh, and the other kitty wants some treats, too. All right, you have yours. Come here, you. Oh, come here. Okay, other kitty doesn't want treats. All right, I was going to give the other kitty treats, too, but she's... Are you too camera shy for kitty treats? This is the other one. You guys don't get a chance to see her much. She's talkative. You don't want kitty treats, do you? No? You don't want kitty treats? You don't? No? Oh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What cute kitties, what cute kitties. All right, folks. Well, thanks for hanging out. That was an interesting random video. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. If you'd like to help support the channel, check out switchtolinux.com/support. Once again, I mean, I don't know why, but YouTube has just got it in their head to demonetize everything that I do. So, you know, it helps out if you want to get that. For anybody looking at the other means of support, I am just too swamped to get working on my backup payment system. Patreon's still up there. I'm trying to do weekly vlogs. I missed last week, I think, but this week I'm going to be recording some vlogs there, and let's see what else is going on. The Amazon links down below, etc., etc. So those are the ways you can help out the channel at this point in time. I can't talk right now. It's time for go get some ice cream. All right, folks, have yourselves a good evening, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.